Hello, it's Costrello. I locked myself to the Barbarian Village, and I recently completed every task in the chunk, so I was able to roll for my next location. I'll now have to finish everything possible in the Varrock West Chunk until I can move on to greener pastures. This is the Xtreme Onechunk Barbarian Ironman. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's good to be breathing in that fresh Varrock air since completing all the Barbarian Village objectives. And now that I'm able to get started in Varrock West, let's take a look at some of the key objectives that I will need to complete. I'll need 68 smithing. This is mainly for the mithril plate body, but also during that process I can craft some new best in slot items, like the plate legs and kite shield. I'll need to complete some of the available diary tasks. Obtain a 99 cooking cape trimmed, so I'll likely have to get 99 strength as well. I'll need to pickpocket a guard, start Gertrude's quest, and an easy one, get a blue wizard's hat. These are just some of the objectives within this chunk, and I'll be covering what else needs to be done during my time here. To get level 40 thieving so I can pickpocket a guard, I'll have to trap this man in one of these rooms here and pickpocket him 4,653 times. As you can probably tell, I don't have a furnace in these chunks, so I'll be casting superheat item on my ores so that I can use the anvil here. I will just get it over with now and start Gertrude's cat quest, probably the easiest task that I have in this chunk. I obviously can't finish the quest yet because it requires me to go to the lumber mill. Maybe one day I will finally have a cat following me around. I finally have access to imps since they weren't roaming the Barbarian Village before. This now means I have a bit of a grind ahead of me, so let's talk about that. I will of course need to gain access to the cooking guild, which requires 32 cooking. So I will have to locate the spawn of the imps and kill them to get the items I need to level up cooking. They drop bread dough, buckets and jugs of water, pots of flour, grain and raw chickens. They also drop clay, which I will need to finally start crafting pottery in the Barbarian Village. I have found the spawn location of the only imp in this chunk, so I will be camped here for a very long time. And luckily the bank is really close, so I don't have to run very far back and forth. The only issue I will have is that these imps just love to teleport away even when they just spawn, so this will just make it more of a challenge for me. As mentioned, the imps drop clay at a rate of 1 in 32. I'll be using these along with the buckets and jugs of water I accumulate to make pottery in the Barbarian Village. The pied dishes will definitely be useful for cooking. The fiendish ashes that they drop will be my main source of prayer experience. To be honest, I got really lazy with burying bones before, so I'll happily spread these ashes while I wait for the respawn. There's a 1 in 25 raw chicken and a 1 in 64 bread dough. And there's a blue wizard's hat, so I can tick that off the list. Another mystery box to open, let's see what I get. And another flyer. And there's 45 prayer. It'll be interesting to see what level I end up at when I finish killing these imps. Another bit of hunter experience from this genie lamp. I was thinking, who the hell is following me around then, until I saw it's a stranger from the desert treasure quest. But why on earth is he following me around? Starting to sketch me out a little bit, to be honest. Here's an updated bank tab from all my imp loot. I decided to stock up on most of the drops. There's a few items I couldn't be bothered with keeping though. But it is crazy seeing how this is worth over $1 million. And this book of knowledge is going straight into hunter experience to give me level 5 hunter. And there's level 50 prayer. I told you these fiendish ashes would soon add up. Another hunter level coming in with this genie lamp. There's level 6 hunter. I've been here a long time and I now have 81 strength. Let's run over to the bank because it's time I showed the imp loot bank tab and it's looking incredibly juicy right now. With almost 3 million GP worth of loot, I have plenty of raw chickens, bread dough and flour, so I think it's time to see what cooking level I can get up to with these. So to start off, I'm going to fill up my inventory with raw chickens, and then to maximise my chances of successfully cooking them, I'll be using the range in this house. instead of just burning logs outside the bank, which I'm pretty sure have a lower chance of cooking successfully. And the first one cooked successfully, that's great. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, I just cooked the cooked chicken and made it burnt. Let's see how the rest do. Burnt, burnt, great. Okay, hopefully my luck gets better. There's level 10 cooking. How do you like my new chef uniform? I thought it might make my odds better instead of burning every chicken that I put through the range. So let's get back to it. The uniform seems to be working. There's level 20 cooking. I'm back at the bank now and I successfully cooked 156 chickens. It wasn't as bad as I expected, but also not as good as expected either. Time to take these bread doughs over to see how these go. And that's level 25 cooking, so I can now cook salmons that I can't even fish from the Barbarian Village, and it looks like I've also got a total level of 575, that's pretty sweet. I can combine pots of flour with my buckets of water to make pastry dough. I will also have to make pie dishes, so I'll be doing some crafting next I think. With all the clay that I collected from imps, I can use it with water to make soft clay, so I'll get a full inventory and run them over to the Barbarian Village to start making some pottery. So I am finally able to unlock crafting on the account. All I have to do is use the clay on the potter's wheel to create unfired pots. Next I have to use the unfired pots on the pottery oven and pray that they don't crack, because that is something that can happen and I'll be losing experience if it does. I made it out with my first invent with only 8 pots cracking. I've never done pottery before because the experience is so bad, but I assume that went reasonably well. There's 7 crafting. I can now start making pie dishes. These are my first pie dishes going through the oven, and there is 10 crafting. We're starting to get somewhere now. I managed to successfully make 37 pie dishes and I still have plenty of clay left over. And what I can now do is put pastry dough in the dishes and make pie shells. Now I add the cooked chicken to the pie shells to make uncooked meat pies, which will be my next source of cooking XP. There we have it, 37 uncooked meat pies. Let's see how they do in the cooking range. I imagine these are going to be hard to cook successfully, so let's see how it goes. That's a good start. That's bad. Another one burns. Another burns. Please stop. Yeah, there we go. Cooking, cooking, cooking. It's good XP when they work. With the burnt pies, I just have to empty them and I can get my pie dishes back, so I can just recycle them instead of having to craft more. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. I just have to eat my pies now and then I can get these pie dishes back. And there's 30 cooking. I'm just 2 levels away from getting into the cooking guild now. I'm at a bit of a roadblock now. I'm 30 cooking, but I have nothing left to cook. So it looks like I'll keep having to farm the imps until I can get more items to put on the range. Just 1 bread dough for 32 cooking, and it burnt. That's great. Back to the imps. Okay, so now I'll just add a pot of flour to water to make pastry dough, add it to the pie dish, put my chicken with that to make an uncooked meat pie, and then cook it. And there is 32 cooking. Time to go to the cooking guild. With 32 cooking and a chef's hat equipped, I can now enter the cooking guild. Let's see what we have here. A sink so I can fill up my jugs and buckets, a chocolate bar, a range and bank but I can't go through without completion of Varrock Diary or 99 cooking. There's a pie shop so I can stock up on decent food when I go back to fighting flesh crawlers. And Romley also gives money for certain pies that you cook, so let's see what he requests. Meat pies, well I have plenty of those banked, so I'll bring some here for him. On the first floor of the guild there's pie dishes, so I don't have to make my own anymore. And there's also 2 cooking apples that I can use to make apple pies. The top floor has grapes, an empty jug and another cooking apple. The hopper is over here too, so I can put my grain in there for pots of flour. Do you have any guesses from here what I'll be making to get 99 cooking? If you guessed that I'll be making jugs of wine to 99 cooking, then you're correct. I need 35 cooking to start making wines, so for now I'm going to make apple pies. This is why I'm putting grain into the hopper to make pots of flour. And if I just spam click the flour bin, I can collect all my flour to put it in the pots. This is all the ingredients I collected to make 152 uncooked apple pies, and hopefully that will get me to 35 cooking. And there we have it, finally. I am 35 cooking, I can start making wines. Going to take a break from cooking and start doing some crafting instead. I've got 130 clay left over still, and so I'm going to go fill these buckets up in the cooking kiln to make soft clay to take back over to the Barbarian Village. I'm able to make bowls now, so those XP gains are definitely improving. I know some, or if not most of you are probably screaming right now, and yes, I've only just realised since I started making bowls that the whole time I could have put all those eggs I had into a bowl to make uncooked eggs, which when cooked make scrambled eggs. These aren't normally common training methods I've used in the past, so I'm likely to miss a few things from time to time. My bad. Anyway, if I just put these unfired bowls into here, I complete an easy task for the Varrock Diary. There's 20 crafting. I can now cut sapphires. If only I had a chisel to cut them with, which is mainly why I'm using lamps on Hunter to get one from baby implings. After using all my soft clay, I finished with level 22 crafting, which I am really happy with. Now it's time to pickpocket a guard, but as you can see, I need 40 thieving, so I'll be camping in the house over here to pickpocket the man. I've decided this is the best room to pickpocket the man, since he can get stuck by the tables and the bed, meaning he won't move. Here's the genie lamp that I'm putting straight into Hunter experience, and there is level 7 Hunter. I'm getting really fast at speed clicking to pickpocket this man now. It's literally daylight robbery, and here is level 30 thieving. Just 10 more levels to go now until I can pickpocket a guard. This is easy money right here. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Rocky, there's no way. That's actually crazy. I've got 99 thieving on an old Ultimate Ironman and never got this pet. Oh, I'm so happy. Right, now we have a companion to join on the adventures. And it seems like a perfect moment to drop a like on this video now, guys. We're out here being blessed with RNG. Let's go. Rocky pet collected. Here we go then. Here is level 40 thieving. That was a very click intensive grind, but I got the Rocky pet, which makes it completely worth it. Time to go pickpocket a guard. And after all of that, I can now pickpocket this guard. That's a chunk task completed. Give a dog a bone to complete an easy task on the Varrock Diary. I brought some flax over with me from the beekeeper random event that I can make into bowstrings now. And there's level 23 crafting. This genie lamp will give me level 8 hunter. So I got 2 easy clue scrolls from killing minotaurs, so let's check this crate and see if this clue, that's the leprechaun at Draenor Manor, which I cannot get to. Okay, and the second clue from the ones I've juggled, let's have a look. Please bless me. And no good, it's only like a 10% chance. And Draenor Village again, great. Is that a hint for the future? With the easy clues failing me, I decided to juggle 3 beginner clues. So here we are at Gertrude, and that step's no good. This one is also for Gertrude, so hopefully we get a casket, and we do. That's brilliant. Can we hand this one into her and see if we get a 1-step casket? No. Okay, that step's also no good. What's this one? Barbarian Village. Let's see if we get blessed over there for a 1-step casket. This should actually be a 2-step casket. Let's see if we get one. Nope. And that's just outside of my range in Varrock. But we do have a casket, so let's see what I get. Yeah, that's not useful whatsoever. There's level 75 defense. Rocky and I have been busy and collected over 5,000 grapes and jugs of water. As an example of what I'm doing, I'll just take out 12 of each to show the process. I add them together to make unfermented wine, at which after 12 seconds will turn into a jug of wine. However, it can fail and turn into bad wine unless I have 68 cooking. So hopefully the 5,000 wines I make will put me beyond that level so I can not fail in the future. I'll see you back here when I've put 5,000 grapes and jugs of water together, then we can see how big the XP drop is and what level I end up at. So here we go, the last inventory of wines. Let's stand over here and see the juicy XP drop come in. Whoa, that's cool. So 733,600 experience, putting us all the way at level 70 cooking, which is perfect. Let's see in the bank how many failed out of the 5,000. And it looks like 1,332 wines were bad. And that's not pretty bad going, to be honest with you. I'm happy with that. And in future, however, I won't be running the jugs and grapes over to the bank, because I can save time if I just collect them from the top floor, run the jug over to the sink, use it with the grape, and allow the wine to ferment one inventory at a time. I've got over 2,000 nature runes that I collected from killing flesh crawlers in the stronghold. So it's time to superheat my ores into bronze bars and see what smithing level I can get to. I calculated that I only needed to make 129 bronze bars. Because if I grab myself a hammer and run over to this anvil over here, I'm going to make bronze knives for ranging experience. And at the same time get myself to 15 smithing to make iron bars. There we go, there is 15 smithing and 645 bronze knives that I can use for training my range. Now I can start superheating my iron ores, which is a 100% success rate compared to the 50-50 chance when using a furnace. After superheating over 300 iron bars, I decided to make some iron knives and get myself to this level 30 smithing. And now I can make an iron kite shield, which is the first time I've had a shield on this account. And there we have it. I'll be calling it a day on this episode, and as you can see from my stats here, I've done quite a lot. I'm really happy with the progress so far. I was able to farm thousands and thousands of imps from one spawn location, to then push my cooking level up to unlock the cooking guild, which will be my home for a long time until I can get 99 cooking. Then there's this little guy behind me. I'm still shocked that I was able to pickpocket him from a man. The chances of that happening must be so high. If anyone knows what the odds are, please let me know in the comments. It's also good to be back after a small hiatus, so if you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe. The next segment is just around the corner. That's it from me until next time. Peace.